Hello and welcome back. Well, it's the end of the month, and this is when my sales end, and I started doing the monthly sales or running a sale for an entire month. Maybe 3 months ago, when eBay changed the the UI, the user interface on everything, and then they did that on a Friday. So when I start running sales, I wasn't familiar with it, and some of the options that I had used and other processes that I had done before, and the UE parts were non-existent. They changed something and they took some of the most main basic features out, and then like 2 weeks later, they fixed it. The people who work at eBay, most of them do not sell on eBay. They do not do any of the features that eBay has. And that is very telling. When you do tell us what you think, it's going to be a little tab that's usually right around here, and you submit it a couple days afterward, then something will get changed, which is good. And I still sell on it. We all have our grievances. And just think of it like this: if you're married or in a relationship, it's a it's a great union, but there's always issues. So for those of you who sell full time on eBay, it's a great marriage, but there's always issues. So, and I'm too passive to really want any issues with anything. So the point of this video again is showing the sale bracket. So is what I do, and you can't see it. However, I have a little paper tablet thing, real small, 4 inches by 2 inches, however big they are. And I write 39, 37, 35, 33, all the way down to 13. And when I have more items, and the original sale bracket for it to reach 39 is because at that time, I also ran the sales going all the way down to 9%. I had over 3,000 items. I get plenty of items. I list plenty of items, but media just sells so flippin' fast. Yes, granted, I have listing videos where I list 20 to 30 to 40 those listings, and then there's videos where, or there's times when I don't make a video and I am listing 20, and it's just going to be 20 smaller bread and butter stuff, and I don't make a video every time I list stuff. So you can go back on some of my earlier videos where I showed my total count, and it was 2,900. And I've been trying, close to 29, and I've been trying to get back over 3,000. So I have what I sourced the past handful of days, and I did not list them at the end of the month because I want them to be priced at the proper pricing of what this new sale bracket is going to be, on where all the different prices are going to fall in. Because this is done monthly. I used to do it weekly, but now I just do it monthly. It makes it easier. It gives me a little more time on Friday. Because usually, if everything is working right and everything comes off of sale, everything initiates when you put it on sale, because there will be a bunch of items that just won't go on sale, and then you got to go in and you have to find which ones aren't on sale. It could be debacle, and now they have it to where there isn't a filter part in here to indicate what is not on sale. So they've made things more difficult and yet quicker, which is fine. I can still get around it. We're back to that union marriage thing. Not everything's always perfect. Or my top 200 is going to be 39%. Top highest priced, what the pricing is of the pricing that you just saw. So everything is off sale. And I'll come down here, and I started this at 39. Why I'm doing it at the end of the month, because now it starts on the 1st. So people start getting paid on the 1st, the 3rd, and the 5th. Government and benefits and stuff. And a lot of people do get monthly pay that aren't government and on benefits or Social Security or whatever it may be. So Government employees, a lot of people get paid the 1st and the 15th of the month, regardless of what day it falls on. So in here, that's just my logic. It doesn't matter if people get paid once a year. You're still going to sell stuff. So since this is already existent, it's already up, I could just go to copy. This is the entirety of the sale running date. Start the 31st. I do not want it to go to March. I do not want to hit start now. So I will just pick 10 a.m., which is going to be 1 p.m. my time, because I will go in and edit all these and edit this. And that just takes a second for me to do that. The end time, I want it to be 5 a.m. because it's going to end at 8 o'clock, and you always want to name it. I just name it Sale 39. And I go in here, and I just removed everything because some of that stuff that's lower price in that top 200 highest price may have been existent, but is now going to fall in the 37 bracket. Not likely to fall in the 35, so I don't want to keep that back in the 39. So you want it to be specific items. You have eBay categories, store categories, specific items. It has to be specific items. And you go to edit, and I go to price highest. Now this used to show a whole vertical. I mean, this whole column, which is good because now this page loads up like this as opposed to bringing all this information up. The top 200, again, we're at 98. Oh, so where are these falling at? Now, it's not going to be, well, days on site. So it's going to show the price highest first. If stuff is in the same price, 9876, 9876, it's going to show, or it's going to list in that bracket, the stuff in that price bracket or that price range, 9876. You can see here, these days are getting longer and longer. So the oldest stuff listed, when you columnize, that's probably a word, but when you columnize for the pricing like this, it's going to put the stuff that's listed the longest. So if I did a repricing on something that came down and it falls in 9876, it's going to be at the next bracket down. And typically I'm going to list my stuff a little higher because of these little variations that happen when I put stuff on sale. So that is a generic rundown, very basic rundown of that. A lot of information right there real quick. So I go there, so I know that there's 200 listing. I have 200 that need to go up. Okay. So I got plenty of time to do all this. It's ending at 5 or 8 a.m. on the 28th. I hit launch, and now this is going to be the top one. And I just scroll down, and I go down to 37, and this will be the exact same process. All this stuff is correct. I don't want it to end then. Go to edit, price highest, 200 selected. That is all still correct. That's good. Launch. And I'll do this for 35, and I'll do this all the way down until I get down to 13. And that's where I'll primarily pick the video back up, but I'll at least finish this since it doesn't take that super long to do. Why it's now 7 to 4 instead of 5. Changing stuff and ruining stuff. So I'll go in here. It'll be the exact same situation. Go to price highest. So this is correct. And this is why if I'm doing this once a month, I want to make sure that all these little things that I'm doing is correct. I don't want it, because as soon as you start a sale, you can't end it until 24 hours later. So if you go in and you accidentally put all of your stuff that's $15 and you put that in a 39% bracket because you did something wrong, you can't end that sale at all, regardless. So you have to make sure you're extra diligent about doing it correctly. So I'm going to go through the rest of these and then show everything else from there. one of the other bigger things that I wanted to do to show in here is the total amount that is, it's currently 141,951. Before it went on sale, it was 96,000. I might have to refer to another. Well, it still won't matter too much. So it's like 97,000. It's still going to be right around that price range, 96, 97. It's just things got repriced, shuffled down, moved around a little bit, moved around pricing wise to where now the price isn't going to vary a whole lot. It's just some of the listings are going to be put in different brackets. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get back, finish all those, and I will come back up. So I went ahead and went in and edited to where they showed, it may not be able to because it's currently active, but I went ahead and edited. So I went in and I went to start now, which I just recently did. So that would have been 9:29 Eastern. So when I do that and everything is pretty much settled, I want to make sure that these are ending on the proper date and the proper time, because you can adjust those after they start. 28.5 go, and I already did this, right? Before I started recording. So all these are all properly set to where they need to. This is the YouTube discount that I offer. And this is just, I always run a coupon, 5% off. People will buy using the coupon. People will buy using me sending them 5% off. People will buy via best offer. People will buy straight up the asking price, right? So it doesn't matter, but I always run as much as I possibly can. If people, I only buy by using a coupon, there's a coupon. I only buy if people send me an offer, there's an offer. But if you don't do these things, I will guarantee you will get less sales. Guarantee. The more things you could do, to entice more people to buy whatever you have. If you lose 5% or a couple percent, a great aphorism is one in the hand is better than 2,670 in the bush. I said that because that's how many listings I have. One in the hand is better than two in the bush. One rabbit that you have in the hand for dinner is better than the two rabbits sitting in the bush. If you don't run coupons, you don't run sales, you don't send out offers, you don't have best offers, and if you want to wallow in, I'm not getting sales, do things to help you get sales. People love seeing, no matter, it's funny because I had bought something maybe summer last year. I had bought something and the person had it listed 90% off. Oh, another great way to look at this, to see the exact example. What I bought is not what I'm about to bring up, but a great example is type in eyeglasses, eyeglass frames. Eventually, if you start looking at eyeglass frames, there's people that will list them at $900, 90% off. Now, logically, we know that a pair of Foster Grant glasses that you can get at Dollar General are not $900. They are not. I don't know if it, maybe some of the very, very, very first Foster Grants maybe might get a couple $100, not 900. But you see that and you're like, but you're not worried about if that's lying or if it's BS or whichever, because they're not posting an MSRP. We're reselling. You don't have to abide by MSRP or the laws and rules that are around that. If you are selling on your own platform and you have permission to sell brand new stuff, that's why eBay is great, because you have the availability. There's some titles and licenses that eBay, that manufacturers and companies allow to happen. But if you start selling Moog, the car parts company, if you start selling Moog parts on your own website, Moog is going to come after you with the lawsuit because you don't have permission to sell it. If you don't have permission, then they'll come after you. Start selling CDs and stuff like that on your own website and you don't have a license to sell that. So when people say, especially with the fees that are going to be coming, that are going to be raising, in case you're not aware, it's not by much. And eBay does this for a couple of reasons. Well, a lot of platforms do this for a couple of reasons. A, to kind of keep with the times. B, eBay is growing. They hire more people. They do a lot of stuff. I'm not advocating for raising pricing at all, but there is some economic logistics behind it. Another part is you will see a lot of people, or you'll hear a lot of people like, oh, I'm going to quit. Then fucking quit. Then get off of eBay. Leave it for those people that want to. They're fair weather sellers, if you will. They're the people who are 25 years old and still playing T-ball. Oh man, they're the Uncle Ricos. Oh man, I could have been a champion. They're the ones who complain about everything because they don't want to grow. You know what happens when you start growing? You incur more costs. Where does this fall in at? So everything is not on sale yet. It's paid for by me being top rated and getting a discount on my fees. Or of the 88,000, almost 90,000 in sales I had last year, I'm going to quit the fee increase. It's not going to go up by much. 0.3, 0.3%, 0.3% or 0.35%, not 35% like some video just showed. And I'm not going to mention who it is. They said it's going up by 35%. No, it's not. Could you imagine? Right now, media is roughly 14.95%. If it went up to 35% or by 35%, that would mean that media is, when you sell something, it's 50% in fees. So let me hit refresh and see if everything is on sale. It should be around 96,000. No, so it's going to take some time for everything to actually go on sale. When you're doing 2,600 or 3,000 at a time, that could take some time for all that to kick in. And so that's how I do that. And for the sales, any questions, throw them in there. I'll make another one of these in better construction, less rambling at the end of February. So if you like what you heard, like what you saw, feel free to comment, thummy thingy, subscribe, share. Appreciate it. Thank you.